Since its establishment back in 1988, IPCC has been very instrumental in providing the information that inform policy and decision making. We know that in 1990, after the first assessment report of the IPCC, it led to the establishment of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. So the first assessment report was very critical in that regard. But also the second assessment report back in 1995 provided key input for the establishment of the Kyoto Protocol. So that is the law that we are discussing. But also in 2001, we had the third assessment report that was also very instrumental in informing accelerated and raising momentum in terms of adaptation. And the fourth assessment report, we all remember in 2007, IPCC was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. And of course, also it led to the establishment of the IPCC Scholarship Program, which is a very critical, very important mechanism for strengthening the participation of early career scientists and young people all over the world, but particularly in the developing world, and more particularly in Africa, to participate in the IPCC process. We are very much delighted that a few weeks ago we had a reception in Monaco with Prince Albert II of Monaco, where 24 beneficiaries of the IPCC Scholarship Program were awarded certificate for their contribution in research. And we are calling for more involvement in our region for the young scientists to continue exploring the opportunity that are provided with the IPCC Scholarship Program. But equally important for all of us to do as much as possible to contribute in strengthening the IPCC Scholarship Program, including the trust fund. It's not much about how much we contribute. It's much about what the commitment that we are showing in the contribution. And, the fifth assessment report that was delivered 2013-2014, that was critical in informing the Paris Agreement. And the sixth assessment report, of which we are very delighted that Deborah worked very hard to represent the continent and was very instrumental in informing the global stock take. So this is a narrative about the impact. Each of the last six assessment reports has been very critical in informing policy and decision making. And it's our hope that the seventh assessment report, it will not be different. And it depends on us as a government, also as a scientists and practitioners, to ensure that this narrative keep on being registered in terms of the impact that is being brought by the IPCC report. So the other issue that I would like to raise, where are we right now? And I think my brother Sean will explain very well, but also the presentation from Bart was very clear in terms of where are we going and how we get there. How do we get there? I think it's a question that we need to answer here, and our involvement, our participation in the process, not only in this meeting and not only in the scoping, and Sean will put it very clearly, that we need to participate throughout the process, including in the review of draft report once they will be out. And we have to ensure that we register our presence and our input and the priority are well reflected even in the review of the draft report. So, of course, the IPCC special report on climate change and cities will be delivered by 2027, but also followed by a methodology report on short-term climate forces also by 2027, and also methodology report on carbon capture and storage also by 2027, but also Bart explained very well about the update on the 1994 adaptation guideline, of which the timeline is yet to be decided, and it all depends on all of us to ensure that we have a very appropriate timeline for that. And also we expect that in the sixth upcoming plenary IPCC session, we'll be able to resolve the issue of the timeline for the working group report, and it's all depend on all of us. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and would really like to wind up my intervention by calling for all of us to ensure that the needs and priorities for Africa are highlighted and they are adequately captured when it comes to the scoping meeting in Malaysia. And therefore, I would like to call for active involvement for all of us in our respective aspect and position to ensure that Africa and the needs and priorities are well reflected. So please provide your input here, but also while the process is still going on, for those who will be participating in the scoping, we still can be able to provide input to them to ensure that they can be able to represent us well there. In the previous special report on cities, I think it was a very good team, and they worked very hard. And also through the WhatsApp group that you created, I guess that you will do the same this time, so as to ensure effective communication.